obviously we're going to give it a few minutes because nobody's in here yet. So, and then let me see. I'll post the link in Basecamp too. That'll help. Welcome, Nick.
Hey, what's up?
We're just getting going. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good.
Hey Nick, how are you?
I'm good. What's up? Good morning.
Morning, evening. It's evening here.
Yeah, that's why we're doing
Oh,
this so early. It's already late.
I'm on the East Coast.
Yeah, yeah. Hey Yashal. Yashal is from my team.
I figured, oh, he
Oh,
probably
we
got
lost.
booted out. He'll come back in. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, he must still be having trouble getting in.
Yeah. I'll ping him.
You had quite a few people that registered. So yeah, but so did I. So you know how that goes with a webinar, right? All right, let's do this. Let's wait till five after because I want to be respectful of everybody's time, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Hey, Juan, welcome.
Hi, Jamie. Hi, everyone.
You're gonna
Hey,
you're going to so Juan is one of our partners, and he's helping us with some staffing. And Juan, you're gonna absolutely love this because I know you guys do a lot of cold email outreach. So yeah, this is gonna be amazing.
Yeah, happy to join.
All right, so we'll give it one more minute. All right, let's get started. So we are speaking with the co-founder of Sales Handy, and we're doing a fireside chat about really building your pipeline and using cold email to do it and kind of what goes into all of that. So, um, Dhruv, I'm going to let you introduce yourself and take it away. And
yeah,
you can share your screen whenever you're ready.
yeah. Thank you so much, Jamie, for having me here. Um, Yep, it's Dhruv here. I'm from India, and I've been co-founding this organization, Sales Handy. It's been 7 years. We've been into cold emails. We've been helping SDRs land their emails right into the inbox. And me coming from marketing background, I understand the newsletters and marketing emails filled with HTML, well designed emails. At the same point in time, when I'm doing cold emails, I know what it should be, not like those HTML well designed emails, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been into both of these areas. Uh, I love solo sports to keep myself fit always. I've been into cycling and running. I just finished my first half marathon last week.
Wow, nice. Congratulations.
Yeah,
That's
thank
amazing.
you.
And and you bring up a good point. I mean, balance is key, right? Because we were talking about this. I mean, 7 years is still in the startup range. You're working a lot of hours and you're doing stuff outside of that to make sure that you're creating some balance and getting some movement and doing that. That's amazing.
Yeah,
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 we forget to talk about that part, right?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, this is me. I will. I have created some slides to make my and your work easy to understand what I'm going to share with you. I'm going to present that. I'm going to share that screen. Let me know once you are seeing it. Just
Perfect.
a moment. Yep. You see my screen, right?
Perfect. Yep, we're good.
Okay. So at Sales Andy, we help SDRs and lead generators build scalable and repeatable pipelines using cold emailing. And if I'll give quick introduction about my team, a company, we are B2B SaaS product from India. We've been always loving this product building process, so we've been doing that since last 7 8 years. More than 4,000 customers has been using our product in this emailing space, and for us, it's success as a service and not just software as a service. So this is us. Um, yep. I just jotted down what I wanted to share here. So first, I'll quickly take you through difference between cold email outreaches and marketing emails. A major difference. So we already know how it looks different, but technically what difference it makes when it comes to cold email outreach and marketing emails, we'll know that. Then this repeatable and scalable model of generating leads, building pipelines, how this entire model works, we'll have a quick brief around that, and then key ingredients to make sure this entire model is successful. In that key ingredients, I have 4 or 5 major ingredients that I guess all of us should focus on to get best results. And then finally, we can get into the Q&A. So let's dive into the cold emails and marketing emails. So as I mentioned, marketing emails are those HTML heavy emails looking like this on the right. So these are basically newsletters and marketing emails, and on the left it is a simple plain text email, which are uh, cold emails, damn simple one-to-one sent emails. So when it is cold emailing, it is highly targeted versus when it is marketing emails, it's not a nichely targeted emails. Those are bulkily sent emails to so many people, so many unverified contacts. In cold emailing, the email copy is highly personalized versus in marketing emails, you will see a very generic type of email copies which are sent. You can easily recognize those as an email sent to so many people and not just one to one email sent. So cold emails are basically personalized, highly personalized emails. The major difference between cold emailing and marketing email is how those emails are sent. So if you are, let's say, sending marketing emails out of your newsletter softwares, those emails are going from a shared servers wherein so many customers are using the same sending servers, and it is shared by so many customers. But when it is cold emailing, you are using your own mailbox, you are using your own servers. So there is this huge difference when it comes to uh, filters, the spam filters. It automatically detects where the emails are coming from. Is it a shared server? If it is a shared server used for sending an email, they'll mark it as a marketing or promotional email. But if it is sent from your own mailbox, which is a privately owned mailbox having a private server, private IP, it is going to be the email landing into the inbox rather than a promotional box or spam box. So the major difference between cold emailing and marketing email copy is this, that you are having your own mailbox, you are using your own mailbox rather than using someone else's. If you are sending cold emails, you are measuring it by how many replies, how many meetings I am generating, versus if you are doing marketing activity, you are measuring it by open rates or click rates, which are commonly tracked KPIs or metrics. As I mentioned, cold emails are highly one-to-one. Those looks extremely one-to-one, as if I have written a personalized email to Jamie. And on the other end, if it is a marketing email, I can easily sense that this email is written to so many people other than me, right? So the feeling of how the prospect or the recipient is receiving this email is extremely important, and that's what cold emails deliver. And this is the major reason we get higher replies when it comes to cold emails, because it has one-to-one feeling. And when it comes to cold emailing, it has very fewer bounces. It has very less chances of bounces because we'll follow the entire process of verifying the emails and so on and so forth. And overall, you'll get higher return on investment if you are doing this cold emailing activity for sales. If you are doing an activity for branding purpose or getting more impressions or brand impressions, marketing emails would be the right activity. But for SDRs, cold emailing is the right activity because ROI is measured in terms of number of meetings or replies generated. So this is the key difference between cold emailing and marketing emails. By the way, you can stop me in the middle any time if you have any questions. Yeah, Jamie.
So, are marketing emails basically dead? Are people still able to send them and get them into inboxes, or where are we at with that?
Uh, Inbox is difficult. Marketing emails generally lends into promotion box. Uh, the AI based spam filters, AI based inbox filters automatically moves this marketing emails to promotional mailboxes.
Wow. So that's really stopping a lot of that kind of inbound that they got when they sent out like that mass amount. So the cold emailing strategy becomes key really for especially for SMBs and startups,
Yeah.
obviously, because if they can't send out massive marketing. So yeah, that's very interesting that we used to just be able to send out massive amounts of emails and it would get into everyone's box, and you guys, it's just not like that anymore. So yeah, this is really really important if you want your emails that you're sending as an SDR to
Yeah.
land and get meetings booked, right? It's not just about somebody opening your email, but they have to take action as well.
Correct,
So
correct.
if you guys have questions, just write them in the chat box, and then we'll get them answered as we can, just so we're not interrupting the presentation. So really
That's fine.
good. Let's keep going.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, this is how it looks like. And let's quickly go on to why cold emailing, because many time it happens that companies just want to diversify from the traditional acquisition channels, for example, SEO or Upwork or Google Ads. Mostly companies are relying on these traditional acquisition channels for leads, but you can jump on into cold emailing, and it can give you a real quick results, and it can help you diversify your acquisition channels. Cold emailing gives you higher predictability and scalability in revenue. You can easily gauge that if I'm sending this many cold emails, if uh, these many cold emails are sent, I can easily predict and know how much revenue I can make, how much meetings I can book. I'll go into that in the next slide. Uh, it can help you target big accounts. You can choose whom to reach out, and it can help you target the big accounts. If you are an SDR and if you're really looking forward to very big accounts, you can do it using cold emails. And even it will help you dominate your niche. If you are serving a specific niche and you got a great cold email strategy, you can easily dominate your niche. And it's the fastest way to get your lead generation activity started. All of the other channels, SEO or Upwork or Google Ads, it will take some or other time, but over here you can quickly start getting leads. uh, just in a 1 week setup you can start seeing results. So this is a key reasons you should consider sending cold emails for lead generation. Let's dive into the model, how it works. I have a spreadsheet over here. I'll just you can see my screen, right? The spreadsheet screen. I'll zoom in a bit.
We can.
Yeah. So how does this entire model works? Let's take an example of uh, a simple model, right? So let's say if you are prospecting 150 contacts a day, by the end of 22 days, you will be able to generate 300 contacts accumulated, right? And if you are doing a cold emails in a right way, you can easily generate 50% of open rates, resulting into 1650 contacts viewing your email. And with 4% of reply rate, you you can easily expect, if you have a right copy, if you have a right entire thing set, you can easily get 4% of reply rate, generating 132 replies out of this 3300 contacts that you are making. And by getting 132 replies, we can say that 20% of them, 20% of 132 would be bare minimum number. They'll come and join the call or book the meeting. And we can say if we get 15% closure rate, bare minimum, you can close around 4 meetings or 4 clients out of this activity. So it's just 150 prospects a day, and you are closing 4 accounts by this activity if you are doing all of these steps right. And if the deal size is average $15,000, you can easily generate a revenue of $60,000. And again, as I mentioned, it is repeatable and scalable. So you can simply scale it by increasing the number of prospects that you are hunting every day, by adding more resources in your team, and you can scale it to the very huge size. So in a way, it is automatable because uh, getting 50% of open rate, 4% of reply rate, we can easily help you automate all of this stuff. And in a way, it is scalable also because we got the right tools that will help you achieve all of these activities. Yep. Any questions? Anything you want to take me a pause or
Yeah, if anyone has questions, just raise your hand. So,
yeah.
Ashley, did you have a question?
Yeah, I do. So, do you help additionally help the companies decide how many templates they're sending out for each category? Like, if you're sending out like 10 times, would you have more like templates that you're using versus like the one?
Yes, instead of just sending one email, we would help you attach with the follow-up sequence, and that follow-up sequence will help you get good eyeballs and good chances of getting your emails open. So I'll show you how it works in a later part of the slide. Make
So
sense,
do you guys
Ashley?
understand this with all the, like, he's got all the KPIs, so he understands if I get this open rate, this response rate, and then here I know my close rate, right? Because you have to understand all of your numbers. Then he's able to just double the amount, triple the amount, quadruple the amount of emails that he's sending out, and then he knows, like, he's able to predict what he's going to get. So it's one way to help, um, as an SDR, get those predictable KPIs and understand what, what your numbers are for sure.
Yeah. So here are the 5 key ingredients to make this cold emailing strategy successful. First thing is you need to prepare whom to outreach. Basically, those 150 prospects a day. You need to decide whom you are going to outreach. So you need to prepare. Uh, you need to prepare where to find the email address, who actually are your ICPs or target personas. Once your preparation is done, second step is writing great cold email copies that get replied. And next, a cool setup that gets maximum deliverability, and then follow-ups. This is the most important stuff. If I consider if I take follow-ups out of this strategy, the results will go down to half of what we have expected. So follow-ups are the most important stuff here. And then finally, small optimizations here and there that will help you take your cold email strategy from here to next level. So I'll break down this entire conversion into these 5 key ingredients. If done correctly, you will be able to generate good results out of your cold email strategy. So if I consider the first step as prepare, and I hope you all understand ICPs well. You all come from sales background, so I'll not stretch much over here. So defining an ICP is simply diving into the database, your existing customers database. You dive into your existing customer database, and you will know who actually are my ideal customers. Once you have right attributes, once you have found out the attributes of your ideal customers, you can simply put in those attributes into the softwares, B2B database softwares like Lusha or Uplead or LinkedIn Sales Navigator. There are so many of them. And even there are so many other smart tools like Launch Gravity or Store Leads. There are so many lead sources that you can use to generate the pool of target audience, ICPs whom you should outreach. Uh, Apart from these tools, there are so many other smart web scraping techniques. Those are very much used as a growth hack these days, wherein you are using this scrapers to find out the leads uh, from this directories like Clutch or GoForms, or maybe if you are in a hospitality business, the other directories which are into hospitality. So you can easily scrape this websites using tools like data miner or scrapy bird if you want to scrape Twitter or any of these tools. There are tons of tools which will make your work easy, and it will help you find the ICPs, data of your ICPs. Once you are done with the list of ICPs, the next is you have to write a great cold email. Writing a great cold email is simply broken down into these pieces. So as I mentioned earlier, cold email is basically just a simple text email which will have a one-to-one feeling and not one-to-many feeling. So it's simply I am writing an email to Jamie. So I'll just show you a quick way on how to write great cold emails. So you have a simple subject line, a pre-header text. It's basically a summary of your entire cold email, automated summary which is generated by uh, email, the mailboxes that the prospects are using. Then the cold email copy uh, that you are writing has to have this basic things. It should not be more than, I mean, 200 words. It should not be so long. You can simply keep it a simple greetings, a basic intro, a short company offer or intro together, and a small one CTA with a trust element and a signature. So if you consider a cold email, great cold email, it doesn't consist anything more than this. So if you have a intro, a company intro, offer, CTA, and trust element, that's it. You do not need anything else apart from this to write a great cold email copy. This is one of the cold email copy that has been working very well for one of the organization that I work with. One of my own organization that I'm working with. It's an NGO, it's a foundation uh, here in India, and this is the cold email copy that I have written for an NGO, and it has been helping us generate so many leads for our business. It doesn't consist anything more than 150 or less than that words. So it's just that you need to keep it to the point, very simple, and you can easily generate leads. I'll show you what results it has given to me. I'll quickly. This is basically the sequence. This is basically the UI of the software that I am using to send cold emails. This is Sales Andy, and I'll show you the results that I have generated out of this cold email copy. So I've sent 100 prospects. I've reached out to 100 prospects, and I'm able to generate 50% of open rate in the first email itself. And later on, as I'm sending follow-ups, so basically these are the follow-ups that I'm sending on day 3, day 7, day 14, and day 28, 38. So basically, every time I'm adding a follow-up, I'm adding 24% of open rate and 5% extra reply rate too. So this is helping me generate good number of replies, and followed by great leads coming into my pipeline. And this is the cold email copy that I have used, which is less than 150. So if I say what a cold email consists of, it's just this 5 elements. You need to have a basic intro, offer that you are basically an offer that you are offering to the prospect, and a CTA, one CTA, simple CTA. So if I break down it further, as I mentioned, the less you send in the first cold email is better. So less is more. It's just 100 or 150 words, and that's enough. You need to have a simple subject line. Uh, no need to have a lengthy subject lines. It can be as less as 3 words, 2 words, or 4 words of length when it comes to a good subject line. Anything above 4 words of subject line or 5 words of subject line, it will start taking extra span of attention or extra time to get an attention for you to get good open rates. Then the mastering cold email, like how you can master the cold email is by personalization. So if you noticed the curly brackets over here, it's basically replacing the name of the prospects company whom you are outreaching, uh, and over here it is replacing the name of the prospects. So basically, more you will personalize your cold emails, the more you will make sure it looks one to one and it looks extremely personalized. It will give you better results. Cold email has to be one to one. So avoiding any we statement or we are doing this, my like our company is doing this. You should avoid those kind of statements when you are sending cold emails. Instead, make it one to one. Make it feel one to one. So basically, replacing we by I. So for example, when I'm writing a cold email, I'll make sure that I'm writing it, if I am writing it myself and not I'm representing something else, right? So it having one to one feeling is most important. And H2H is something that I always tell to my team members, that the cold email that you are writing has to be human to human. It has to look like a human is speaking to another human, or it has to be heart to heart email, right? It should not be a machine kind of sounding emails. You can be as simple as a human sounding email, right? A simple offer with one call to action is more than enough. If you are having more than one call to action, it would it would make your uh, recipient's job difficult to choose between what call to action they want to go for. So having one call to action is something which is the key to mastering your cold emails. And lastly, don't never ever bloat your uh, cold emails with links. Don't add more than one link in your cold email. It is more than sufficient. If you are using more links in your emails, chances your chances of your emails landing into spam, or uh, chances of your emails getting into promotion will increase, because generally when we are exchanging emails, it is less links and more conversation. So try to keep it as less links as possible. And lastly, add a trust element. Basically, when I say trust element, it's simply the top brands you might have worked with, or some positive ratings that you have received. So basically, simply you go ahead and have some trust elements like top brands you have worked with, or maybe popular brands that the recipient might be knowing already. So these are the key nine simple things that will help you master the cold email copy. Once you have mastered the cold email copy, the most important thing is getting your cold emails delivered into the mailbox. Because as I mentioned earlier, uh, 50% open rate, or 10% of reply rate, or 5% of reply rate is difficult if your emails are landing into spam box or promotion box. So most important thing here, if you are sending cold emails at scale, is how you are setting up your uh, basically sending mechanism, and how you are getting your deliverability optimized cold emails. So first thing is, never ever make a mistake of sending cold emails from your own mailbox, own primary mailbox, because if you are reaching out to 300 or 500 or 1000 prospects every month using an automation system like sales and or something else, uh, chances are there that 10, 20, or 30 people might mark you as spam, right? And if, let's say, for the next 2 or 3 consecutive months, 20 people or 30 prospects are marking you as spam, slowly and gradually it will start hampering your deliverability of your primary domain. So it is the most important thing to not to utilize your primary domain if you are sending cold emails. So for example, if the primary domain for Elevate is elevatehire.co, uh, rather Jamie should purchase alternate domain like elevatehirehq.co, and then set up a specific cold email sending mailboxes, specific lead generation mailboxes, which is going to be separate than what Jamie is using for everyday conversations. Because uh, if you are sending so many emails, we, we are risking our primary domain, and once the primary domain is flagged by spam filters, all of your other conversations will also start landing into spam or promotion box. So instead of risking your primary domain, you should simply go and purchase an alternate domain. This is the most important thing, and most common mistakes that so many people have done before. So keep yourself away if you're really looking forward to a long-term deliverability, and if you are really looking forward to get good results out of cold emails. It's not a too technical exercise, purchasing a domain, so you can simply go ahead and do that yourself as well. Once you have done once you are done with purchasing an alternate domain, you can start setting up your email accounts in Office 365 or Zoho, which are more cold email friendly than we can say Google or G Suite workspace, because these these email sending providers are more recommended for cold emails. They are more friendly to cold email automation rather than using G Suite, because G Suite has been restricting so many cold emailing activities from happening. So you can set up a email account on Zoho or Office 365, then connect your new email account with cold emailing software like Sales Handy. It will help you automate your cold emails and it will help you scale your activity. Once you have connected your email account with Sales Handy, there are simple records that you need to set up for the deliverability. So if I quickly share how it looks like, so let's say this is the primary domain this is the primary domain for the foundation that I've been working for, catchfoundation.in, and these are the alternate domains that I purchased for this foundation, the catchfoundation.com, and this is the name of the founder of that cat of the foundation, and so basically we have created alternate email addresses and alternate domain for the foundation. And once we have connected, so basically we have connected the email accounts inside Sales Handy, and we have also, like as I mentioned, so mastering the art of your emails to deliver into the mailbox, you need to make sure you are configuring your email account right with Sales Handy or any other cold email software that you are using. So, for example, some of the key technical stuff that you need to set right is having a right SPF record in your domain system, having a proper custom tracking domain, and DMARC records. So, basically, these are the basic technical stuff. If you have done right, you got a good email health score, and it will help you get your emails delivered into the mailbox. It matters a lot when it comes to getting higher deliverability. So setting up the records for deliverability is the most important thing that you should never miss up uh, when it comes to setting up the entire cold email outreach. So it happens that the lead generators or cold email outreach guys straight away start sending 50 or 100 emails from their mailbox from day one of the new setup. It is advisable not to send so many emails before warming up your mailbox. So it happens that if I've created a new mailbox and if I've started uh, sending 50, 100, 200 emails in a day using automation software, the email the email sending systems will automatically detect those as a automation activity, and they'll start considering the email sent from that mailbox as a promotional activity. So we would rather restrict ourselves from sending so many emails from day one. Instead, let we advise our cold emailers to warm up the email accounts. So basically, warming up email account is creating a conversions, automated conversions in your new email account with the pool of other genuine looking email accounts. So basically, when your email account is new and it has not been in use for quite long, it needs to build the repo. It needs to build a good repo with the spam filters. It needs to build a good repo with the email service providers. And in order to do that, warming up is the most important activity. And warm up is basically a system which automatically builds the conversation inside your mailbox. So if I quickly give you an example, I'll show my mailbox here, uh, how it looks like. It will give you an idea on how this kind of activity looks like. Just a moment. So this is one of my mailbox, and this is the kind of warm up mails that get exchanged. So it is the warm up activity that's happening inside my newly created mailbox to make sure it looks more humanly, and there is a conversation between there is a pre-built conversations. So it's simply you need to activate the warm-up step over here, uh, and it will start sending emails from your mailbox, and it will start receiving the emails in your mailbox, so that your email, the mailbox that you have created new, it will look fresh. Instead of looking fresh, it will start warming up for the better activities in future. So once you have warm up your email account, you need to simply start creating your sequence inside the tools like Sales NE. So I'll show you how it works. So sequence is basically the step. So this is the sequence. So basically it's a multi-step emails. So let's say I'll just go to one of my existing sequence. So basically this is the first email that will send, and then this is the second email that will go in the same thread of the previous email. So it will look like one-to-one written email, and it will not look like a marketing email that is coming in the new thread every time. So when you are sending cold emails, just make sure that you are sending it in a in a way it looks highly one-to-one, and that's why sending emails in the same thread is very important, right? And the sequences in Sales and will help you send emails in the same thread. So basically sequence is a multi-step process wherein you can send emails in in the in the way wherein you are following up after 2 days, after n number of days, and so on and so forth, right? So once you have created a sequence in Sales Handy, you can import the prospects that you have found out via CSV. So you would have a list of prospects in the spreadsheet or in some software, maybe CRM or something else. You can simply download those prospects in the CSV format from all of those maybe B2B database software or things like that, and import into Sales ID, and you can activate the sequence. So once sequence is activated, your emails will start sending. And because you do not need to now personally send emails, you can simply just keep your prospecting activity high all time. You can increase your prospecting activity, and you can increase your sending. So at Sales Andy, so as I mentioned, follow up is the key step. If you are not following up enough, uh, chances of you getting replied will is quite less. So in my case, if I haven't followed up to this 50 and 50 100 prospects, I would not have received uh, the replies that I received in the last follow up, right? So you can see till the last follow up, I have been getting replied with every follow up that I'm making. So I would have missed out 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 5 number of replies if I would not have followed up. So follow up is the most important activity if you are sending the cold emails. And never ever let your prospects go without follow up. Lastly, once you have set the sequence, you can simply, if it isn't giving replies, you can start optimizing your sequence by making some of these changes. You can do AZ testing. So basically AZ testing is trying out the different variants. So I have tried out multiple variants here. So this variant is basically having a little different copy than this variant, and you can see that different creating a different variants will help you understand what kind of copies are giving better results. So always trying out as many variants as possible. So you can maybe give a different email, give a try to different email structure. You can you can try different subject lines. You can add more personalizations. You can add emojis, or you can reduce the links to optimize and to try give it a better try. Yeah, Jamie, you got a question?
Yeah, can you go back to the previous slide
Yes.
with the Yeah, with you. Yeah, perfect. So I wanted to point out to you guys too. This is interesting. Let's see. Where's the one that you had the A/B testing with the
Yeah,
rates?
I'll share this.
There we go. So, so he's got a little bit higher open rate on the top one, but if you look, he's got one more reply on the second test that he did. So, which is more important, right? He's going to book more, probably more meetings from this second one. And the interesting thing about Sales Handy is that you can try all of these different variables. Normally, we're just testing like a subject line, A B testing just the subject line, but yeah, they're doing some really like more of a deep dive into really finding out what's working and what's not working. So all of these numbers become super important. So if you look quickly, it may be like, oh, you think A is better because the open rate's better, but it's not. You're getting actually a better reply from B. So,
Yeah.
and then I notice you're putting emojis. So
Yeah.
that's not affecting. Yeah, can you talk about that a little bit? And then also people's email signatures, because normally that there's links in that and there's photos and all. So do we not do that on the first email? Like,
Yeah, I would advise not to add so much of links in your first email. You can just keep it as simple as one link, and that to your primary website link, and no other links, because you got a simple clear CTA of getting a meeting booked right over here. In this particular copy, I have a simple call to action of getting 30 minutes of the prospect's time. Hence, I do not need no more like social media links, or I don't want to distract my prospects. I want to make it super clear for my prospect that I have one options on. I don't have many options. I just have one option. So it is very important not to just bloat your emails with so many links, so many images. Just keep it as simple as a text email that you are sending by typing yourself. It will give you the highest deliverability, and it will give you a good open rate. The more fancier or the more complex you will make your email copy, the result will be hampered. Though you can try out experimenting different stuffs, but I believe this works best. The simplicity is the best thing that has been working for me. Yeah, Jamie. Yeah, Ashley.
Would you say the simplicity of the system is why customers choose your business over competitors?
Yes, yes. It is really quick to start with Sales ND rather than choosing any of our competitors. You can simply get into, you can simply sign up and start sending emails. It doesn't take uh, more than 50 minutes to start with.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, Jamie, you got a question. You asked me in the previous one that emojis helps or not. In my case, yes, emojis are helping. So I would say give it a try. I mean, have one variant with emoji and then try out another variant which doesn't have an emoji. And I believe what industry you are targeting, it may happen that are uh, some industries respond better to the emojis, or someone doesn't. So it's better to experiment. It's better to try different variants, and then keep the variant which is working well continued. So as I mentioned, like if like to get better replies, keep optimizing your sequences, uh, have different variants, keep your mail keep your emails plain text. Make sure you do not have so much of htmls in your emails. So for example, it happens many times that we copy and paste our emails from uh, the Google Doc or somewhere else. So we write an email somewhere else, and then we just copy and paste our content from other website to here. So it happens that when we copy and paste the content, it gets filled by so much of HTMLs, right? So always, whenever you are sending cold email, make sure that you are clearing the text format, and it will make your emails literally zero HTML and very clean. Otherwise, I'll show you an example. Uh, I'll share my screen and I'll quickly show you what I mean. So let's say if uh, let me share my screen to show you this common mistakes that generally most of the people make. So let's say if I'm copying this content, just a moment. Yeah, let's say if this is the content that I'm copying and I'll paste it in system. I'll just create a new sequence so that I'm not messing up. Yeah. So whenever I paste this content, it looks plain text, but if you see the code, it has style tags and so many other HTML tags. So always have this last step done, that is clear formatting, and it will remove all the unnecessary HTML style tags from the email. Right? Does this make sense?
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Everyone cut and paste their emails, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is this is really helpful. So that's part of what'll keep them out of the inbox as well with all that HTML, right?
Yes. Yes. The most of the time it happens that we miss on clearing the format, and later on keep we get our emails delivered into the spam box, right? Because what we see is simply the text, but what the what the email servers or email receivers are reading is the HTMLs behind it. So we have to make sure that we clear the formatting and we remove the unnecessary HTML from the copy. So plain text, when we say keeping it plain text, not just what it looks like, but what it is read by the email servers is also important to keep your emails plain text. Then there are so many spam triggering keywords, uh, which are which are very popular and spam prone keywords, uh, which are listed by which are there's a common list of spam triggering words. We should avoid using those keywords in the emails that we are writing. So for example, insurance word is sometimes considered as a spam triggering word. So if your email copy has any of those words which are listed into the spam triggering words list, you should just avoid using any of the spam triggering word. So generally we never look our email copy with these technicalities. We just write it and we send it. But it happens that if our email copy has some two or three spam triggering words, the emails will start landing into spam. Though we are writing with a great intention, it will start triggering into the spam one. So there's this list of spam keywords published by so many uh, email ESPs, email service providers, which we have already accumulated, and based on that, what we have created a system here. So basically, insurance or dollar, these kind of keywords, if you are using more, it will be showing here on the content guide over here that these are the spam triggering keywords. You should avoid it. So anything more than four or five spam triggering keyword in your in your email copy will start showing you poor results. So better to keep as less possible as much as less we do. So this system will help you avoid any spammy keywords. So I'll just show you dollar signs are also sometimes considered as a spam, and so there's a whole list of these keywords which we should stay away from. Then, if let's say your cold emails are not giving results, I believe you should always go back and check your uh, prospecting. Whom you are reaching out is most important. If your cold emails are not giving you the results, though you have done all things right, you should go back and try out the different prospects list, or maybe you should re-verify your ideal customer profile definition and give it another try to some different segment of audience, and that will maybe start giving you the better results in terms of replies or meetings booked. So in cold emails, generally we avoid like timing. We do not consider timing as an important factor, but it is literally super important factor. There are so many statistics out there that if the emails are sent out of this time, they'll have a less chance because the email will be buried under so many other emails sent throughout the other times, right? So whenever you are creating this cold email sequences, make sure you are doing it to the right time. So you can create schedules and you can make sure that your emails are falling into the work hour schedules. So I have created a schedule which will look like a humanly kind of schedule. So let's say if I am sending cold emails from morning 8:30 a.m. to evening 7 a.m., 7 p.m. every day. If I'm sending cold emails from that time, and if my first email is sent on 7:30 every day, then chances are there that email service providers or spam filters will start detecting you as someone who is doing robotic activity, and hence I would recommend to just tweak times like this wherein you are starting you're sending your first email around 8:20 or different odd times basically every day, and you are keeping it into the work days and you are avoiding Saturdays. So it, timing is something that matters a lot when you are sending cold emails. And as Jamie mentioned, do A/B test. A/B testing is the key. Try out different subject lines, try out different offers and different pitches, different call to actions, and you will find out the one sweet spot which will give you the better results. So I have taken screenshot of one of my account, and you can see that this account has been generating 24% reply for some of the sequences, and like more than 50% of open rate most of the times, right? Even if I show you my own account, if like if it is done right, you can easily generate this kind of results wherein I have been generating 26% of reply rate and more than 60% open rate in most of the cases. So you just need a right targeting, you just need a right audience, right cold email copy, and you can surely get this system automated. So yeah, this is very much doable, and so many SDRs have been using this system for generating meetings. So yeah, I hope this helped you in getting high level idea of what are the key ingredients to make your cold emailing strategy successful. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Yeah, Ashley.
What motivates you to do this type of work? Like, why do you enjoy like this in particular compared to like maybe some of the marketing that you were doing?
Uh, so I love building products, and that's something that I enjoy a lot. Marketing and product building is something that I have been enjoying a lot, and that's my forte.
Thank you. That product building is really a good clarification on that.
Yeah.
So if anyone has any questions, now's the time to ask because we're right at the top of the hour. But this information, Drew, was super helpful. I mean, just the HTML part, just the testing part. Like there were so many, like mind blown on this, definitely. So I hope you guys learned a lot about this aspect of cold email and not being so like afraid to do it, and just understanding all of the parts of it to do it really well. So we are super grateful that you took the time to meet with us for in the evening for you, for sure.
Hey everyone, welcome to Sales.
Yep. Yep. So I got few documents for you guys if you want to refer later. So
Yes, please.
we have this entire masterclass document created, which has in-depth learning shared over here. So you can refer to this, all of this which I shared in depth uh, to make your cold emailing successful. So this is shared with you, and there's a video. Uh, there's this video masterclass as well that you, if you want to refer to, you can go and check it out on YouTube. It will help you in making sure your cold emails are getting right and generating leads. I'll share this document links with you so that you can follow it later on.
I have all that too, Drew, so I can share it with them as well.
Yeah.
So if you guys are, wanting to really do cold email and try it out, you also get a trial, as you can see, like a 14-day trial. And what was surprising too, Drew, is it's not crazy outrageous to do cold email through and do it the right way through you guys. It's not like hiring this expensive agency and oh my gosh, it's going to be this big deal. Like you guys have really dialed it down and made it super easy for people to figure out, how to send it successfully for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
So nobody has questions. Everyone's like they're being quiet this morning for sure. So I want to let everyone get back to their day and finishing up their week. Drew, super grateful. You guys, Drew is also in the Slack channel. So if you have a follow-up question, you think of something later, or we can post the documents also in Basecamp as well. So but thank you very much for spending this much time with us and going through this, because this is super helpful. Super helpful.
Thanks, Jamie, for this opportunity.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for doing this. All right, you guys. So happy Friday. Everyone get back to their day. And Drew, have a great weekend. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Drew. I really appreciate you answering my questions.
Yeah.
All right, bye guys.
Bye.